What is up, fellow nerds, and welcome back to the Dapper Snapper Gaming channel. Now today we are going to be talking about not one but two Pokemon today. This is really cool. This is a really cool episode, and the reason we're covering two is because they are both part of the same evolutionary line, but they are both competitively viable. So this is a kind of a rare thing to get two competitively viable mons out of the same evolutionary line, but that is the case with Galarian Corsola and its new evolution, Cursola. So I wanted to cover both of those today because in some ways they're very similar, in some ways they're different, and I wanted to talk about all of that in just one episode. I figured it would be all right to just do both of them at the same time. So we're going to do a back and forth style with this. What I've done is basically do two similar sets to each other while still making sure that each mon is playing to its own strengths, and of course the memes are going to be kind of similar as well. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get started with looking at the stats of Corsola. So Corsola has base 60 HP. Okay, that's pretty good. It's okay. And base 100 defenses, and honestly we don't care about the rest, but base 100 defenses, except that this thing can now evolve. So it can hold an Eviolite. So this thing is insanely bulky. It lives for absolutely forever. Plus, it also gets a lot of really good moves in order to complement this. One of those being Strength Sap. This thing gets access to Strength Sap, one of the better recovery moves in the game. You know, you take your opponent's attack stat and then heal that much, and then lower their attack by 1. Which, with this metagame being so physically oriented, it just makes Strength Sap that much of a better move. It's super good, and they gave it to a lot of new mons this generation. Things like Jellicent have it now. What's another one? Driftblim has it now. A lot of just weird mons that I wouldn't have expected to have it, and it's really cool. It's really cool to see them spreading the love around with a great move like that. But so this first set is going to be just your standard Eviolite set. We are running specially defensive, and the reason we're doing that is because we are covering our physical defense with Will-O-Wisp and Strength Sap. So the combination of both burning your target, which halves their attack, and using Strength Sap, which is lowering their attack by a stage every time, you really can handle the physical threats decently well. And so you really just need all that bulk in the special defense side. So that's how we have this one set up. We have Nightshade as our attacking move, just so you can't just set up all over this Pokemon for free. And that's also just because he has such low special attack. You're going to be doing more with Nightshade than you will be with a move like Shadow Ball. So that's why we're doing that. And then of course this thing gets Stealth Rocks. So why would you not want to run that on this? So yeah. That is going to be your standard SpDef set. You're going to see this most commonly on the ladder. I've run this on several teams before, and it does really well. It's a really good set. So let's look at Cursola now. So Cursola has quite different stats in certain ways, and then similar in others. So no gain to HP, a boost in attack, but we don't care. A huge loss to physical defense, and a gain of 30 in special defense. So this thing is super bulky on the special side. Still not as bulky as Corsola is while holding the Eviolite, but this thing can hold leftovers, so that's also a thing that's also really good. And it has base 145 special attack, which is very strong. This thing hits really hard. Yeah, this thing's crazy strong on the special attack side. So, however, we are going to be running this as a bulky set, first of all, just to compare it to Corsola. So this thing also gets Stealth Rocks, and instead of Nightshade, we're going to run Hex on this, just because Will-O-Wisp plus Hex is really nice. And then you also have Strength Sap. This is very similar to a Jellicent set that is running around. Just Jellicent obviously doesn't get access to rocks, and it would run something like Scald instead, or something else like that. But yeah, so this thing is going to be Will-O-Wisp Hex, as well as Strength Sap and Stealth Rocks. So it serves somewhat the same purpose, and it is very naturally bulky on the special side. It's a great special wall. It can use leftovers, so that is one thing that it has over Corsola. And it has the Perish Body ability. So let's look at both of these abilities, but Perish Body is a new ability that is unique to this mon, and what it does is when you are hit with a contact move, then the Pokemon and the attacker faint in 3 turns. It's Perish Song. And so this is actually a super interesting tactic. So if something is setting up all over you, you send this in and Perish Body activates. That mon can only be in for 3 more turns. So all you have to do is stall a couple more turns out, and then that mon has to get out, or your opponent loses what could be a very strong sweeper. Something like a belly drum user would really not appreciate hitting into a Perish Body, because then otherwise their streak's over. And so that's really unfortunate for them, but really good for you. So that makes this a really cool ability, and it's very helpful. Now, Cursed Body is also an amazing ability. It works basically the same thing, except I don't think this has to be a contact move. I think it's just about anything, and you can disable the move 30% of the time, which is really, really awesome. So yeah, that is going to be your really like super bulky sets, your super standard sets as well. So let's look at something a little bit different, and this is basically the Crocoon set, but on a Corsola. So yeah, Crocoon, if any of you guys remember, Suicune with Rest, Sleep Talk, Calm Mind, and Scald was an absolute monster in UU in previous generations. That thing was absolutely insane. Now, it being pure water, I think, is better than pure ghost, but I do think that this still has a place, especially if it is physically defensive and setting up Calm Minds. We have Scald to help with burning things as well as doing damage. Since we are boosting our special attack using Calm Mind, it is okay to run a actual attacking move. So I think this set's really cool. It's unique. I don't think anyone's running something like this on the ladder right now. But the only thing you need to watch out for is knockoff. If you lose your Violite, you become essentially useless. It's really hard for this thing to do anything once it loses that. Another thing to watch out for is Trick, Rotom, or anything that runs Trick anyway, taking away that Violite. Yes, the Rotom doesn't get anything out of it, but it gets out of the situation much better than you will from being tricked, something like a Choice Scarf. So make sure to watch out for that and don't get tricked on this. So the next set is going to be an offensive set for Cursola. Now obviously this is going to work great on Trick Room. So you run this on a Trick Room team, you bring this in, and stuff is just going to drop, honestly. With Choice Specs on a base 145 special attack stat, there is not much that can live that. And even if it can live it, it's not going to live it well. And it's definitely not going to live 2. This thing is absolutely insane. So as long as you get your predictions right, and even with this mon, you really don't have to predict all that much. You're basically just going to click Shadow Ball almost all of the time. I mean, it's going to be very rare that you're going to click anything else. But, you know, you have Shadow Ball to hit everything super hard. Now, obviously, you don't have anything for normal types on this set, and I don't believe we really get anything that is super helpful for normal types, so that is one little weakness of this mod. But honestly, I think that it is a worthy trade, to be honest. Now, you could switch out something like Power Gem for Scald or Hydro Pump or Ice Beam. This thing gets a lot of really good moves. It gets Psychic. What else? We already said Scald. It gets Surf. Yeah, this thing gets a lot of really, really good moves, actually. So it's a really good mod. It's really, really cool. I really like this set. But yeah, you could switch out a couple of these moves. I think Giga Drain is a must on this, just because of things like Seismitoad and things like Gastrodon, Quagsire, all that stuff. They are very prevalent right now. I know I mentioned that a lot, but they really are around a lot. And Seismitoad, as was mentioned in my recent State of the Meta video, Seismitoad is number 4, I believe, on usage statistics in OU right now. So, I mean, he's around. He's out there. He's on a lot of teams right now. So, being able to counter that and just chunk it with Giga Drain and get all your health back, that's going to be super helpful for you. Alright, so our meme sets. Now, these memes are very similar and that is on purpose because I wanted to show a version of the meme for both of them. And it is going to be Whirlpool, Will-O-Wisp, Spring Sap, Protect. So this is just basically trap your opponent in and whittle them down slowly. And yeah, this also works really well if you were to set up something like Toxic Spikes instead. And if you did have Toxic Spikes on your team, I would get rid of Will-O-Wisp for something else. But I think this set is really funny. Just being able to trap in your opponent with Whirlpool and then be slowly taking damage with Toxic, and you're just healing with Strength Sap. If you're running Toxic Spikes, probably switch it out for I don't know right off. You could have rocks on this set as well. But yeah, so this is a really interesting set, and I think it's really cool. Now, where this set gets even more cool is when this thing evolves and taking advantage of Perish Body. So you can now Perish Trap with this Mon. It is it's really fun. It's really cool. So yeah, you go for Whirlpool, trap in your opponent, and hopefully you trap in a special attacker. And so that's why we're running max special defense with leftovers and Strength Sap and Protect. And if they don't pop your Perish Body, which if they are a special attacker then they won't, you can go for the manual Perish Song, trap them in, and then just let them die in 3 turns. You have Protect and Strength Sap just to keep you alive, and then you switch out on the last turn, and the opponent loses that Mon. So yeah, this would be just a fun little meme way to kill your opponent, and it'd be a really unexpected way for them to die. So yeah, that is going to be it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, as always, I will see you guys for the next episode. Be looking forward to some new content coming very soon. I will be starting yet another series coming up very soon that I'm really excited about. I know that I said very recently that I wouldn't be starting any new series, but a viewer gave me a really cool idea in the comments of a previous video, and I think that it's a really good idea. I don't think it's anything like groundbreaking, but it's something that really like nobody's talking about, honestly. And I wanted to be the first one to make videos specifically about this. So be looking forward to that new series coming very soon. Hopefully later this week, if I can get those videos prepared and up. I already have some things picked out for that series that I'm going to cover, and I hope you guys are looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to making it for you. So yeah, anyway, that is going to be it for today's video. I will see you guys next time. Be sure to like and subscribe. Bye-bye.